Hey y'all, Dirk here from Dirk's Dystopia. I'm finally back with a much belated episode 1 of the Word Bearers Army Project video log. I finally have a bunch assembled and primed. Unfortunately, the weather here in Wisconsin is being quite obstinate when it comes to being able to do any serious work outside. It's April 19th and we just got a snowstorm. A bunch of stuff got canceled. It was bad enough for that. So really waiting for the weather to clear up, get a nice decent day outside that I can spray paint, base coat all of these with a rattle can. Lead Belcher is the base coat for my paint scheme. Once that's done, then I can really get started on the painting. But for now, I can talk about the individual units I have assembled, why I chose what I chose, and what the plans are going forward. So I'll be right back. I'm going to go ahead and zoom in on the actual model so you can see them a little better. You don't have to look at my ugly mug the whole time. And you can enjoy Games Workshop's and Forge World's excellent work. So be right back. All right, just get a little bit better picture of the models and what I have decided to go with. So HQ-wise, I do have the Legion Praetor Tribune armed just like he is from the package. Obviously, in order to use that rule set, you have to keep him armed the same. And I did assemble the Chaplain just as he was out of Betrayal of Kelth. He does have a plasma pistol and the Crozius Arcanum / Power Maul. Haven't quite decided how I'm going to paint him up as a Chaplain. Since my current scheme is red with black shoulder pads, I can't really just give him black shoulder pads to offset him. I might give him the kind of standard Chaplain all black and then just do the red shoulder pads. That's up in the air. I'm still thinking about that one. And then I did actually decide to go with a Moritat just because I still think they're kind of cool. I know they've been nerfed quite a bit, and that's fine. I think it's a cool looking model. So he does have twin Volkite Serpentis and a jump pack. Kind of plan to, I don't know, he's just going to be suicide guy. I think it'll be fun in Zone Mortalis. So that's kind of my thoughts with the HQ. And then moving on to troops, I do have 2 tactical squads, 2 10-man tactical squads. The sergeant is armed with a power sword and a bolt pistol is all I gave them. I wanted to keep them a little cheaper. I did give them the Legion upgrades, so they do have the shoulder pad, the chest piece, and the helmet. And I plan on giving them artificer armor. That's just kind of a standard for me. I like the concept of one guy having a armor value 2 in the squad. Otherwise, they're standard. I didn't give them anything else. At some point in the future, maybe I'll put a Legion Vexil in. I'm used to playing Salamanders where Legion Vexil isn't really useful. I know that Word Bearers have True Believer, so again, their morale checks aren't super difficult to make. Roll 3d6, drop the highest. For the Word Bearers, I'm not sure. So, like I said, maybe Legion Vexils will show up at a later time. Currently, they're not in there. And then other troop choice I do have is a Legion support squad. It's a plasma gun squad, kind of expensive, but I think they're useful for what they can do. And then moving on to elites, I do have an Apothecarian detachment. Let me just knock that guy out of the way. So there's 2 of them I could split up and stick amongst the tactical squad or the heavy support squad or the tactical support squad. So those are available. It's a little risky with Word Bearers, with Dark Channeling. If one of my squads ends up turning into demons, then the Apothecary can't join them. But I like having them as options anyway. So there they are. And then I also have the Tartaros pattern Terminators that I talked about in the last one. Nothing's changed with them. Autocannon, Volkite Charger, and then everybody out there are 2 Power Fists, 2 Chain Fists, and a Power Sword in the squad. It's kind of my take-all-comers Terminator loadout. It's not perfectly idealized for any one situation, but I like to be able to kind of play the field depending on what's going on. And then I also have Legion Contemptor Dreadnought with a Carries Pattern Assault Cannon. I just left him with the Heavy Bolter in the fist this time, so to keep him a little cheaper. And that is my elites choices. Rounding it out, I have heavy support. I do have a 5-man heavy bolter squad and a 5-man Volkite Culverin squad. So I kind of wanted to play things. I definitely want to play things different than the Salamanders. So I trying to take a lot of things that I can't have in the Salamander's army or don't feel right in the Salamander's army. So Volkite kind of doesn't feel right to me. Salamanders are more kind and they don't want to, like, you know, blow people up or burn people up. They don't use phosphax, they don't use rad stuff. So I kind of want to be able to do some of that with the word bearers. And I think thematically I'm building this towards fighting on Calth. I think that makes a lot of sense. Obviously they went into Calth with the complete intention just to wreck the joint, and they didn't really care. So Volkite, 5-man Volkite squad, and then I do have the 5-man heavy bolter squad. I'm going to try playing with them. I'm not sure how I feel about just heavy bolters. It's a lot of shots, but it's only AP4. Not always, I'm definitely not here just to min-max, but they got to be at least useful. But what I am planning to do from time to time is, depending on the scenario of the game I'm playing, these may turn into veteran tactical squads, and then I'll just pull 2 heavy bolters in there. So it's kind of a flexibility thing. It gives me the option to mix and match and do some different things that way. So looking forward to that. Heavy bolters with rending, that sounds exciting. And then things you didn't see in the first video, I do have 2 drop pods here. I ended up getting a pretty good deal from a buddy of mine. And again, back to the theme of, hey, I can't do this in my Salamander's army. What can I do here? So drop pods, right? Salamanders don't like to do drop pods. They can. It's definitely possible. I'm not saying they can't. I'm just saying it doesn't really fit my idea of the theme of them. So I have a Dreadnought drop pod for the Contemptor, and then the Dreadclaw drop pod, which is kind of a flex fit. I'm not sure where it's going to go. I could drop the Plasma squad. I could drop a tactical squad. So it's just there to have and kind of play around with, because again, I haven't played with drop pods at all in 30K. So, and you might say, well, I thought you were building for the Underworld War. I am. I've kind of expanded the theme a little bit. I'm going for Calth. So obviously the the word bearers attacked the Ultramarines. They dropped in a bunch of places. They turned and fired on them in other places. So I think the drop pods will fit there. Obviously, doing the Underworld War, fighting through the arcologies and stuff, the drop pods are not going to be useful, but it'd be fun to have them in a campaign leading up to the Underworld War. They'll be useful, and I kind of just wanted to paint them up in the word bearers colors and see what that looked like. What else? Going forward, I have a couple ideas. As you probably have noticed, Galvorback are conspicuously missing. Those are definitely pretty quick on my next project. I just think it's such a cool idea. The whole, like, 2 souls living in the same body, and then when combat starts, the demon comes out. Loved a lot of that stuff. Argal Tall and any of the other Galvorback stories in the Horus Heresy novels were just amazing. Probably, some of my favorite writing from the entire Heresy. And then I am going to get a destroyer squad, because I think that again fits that theme of, hey, we're going to Calth and we're going just to burn the place down. We have 0 cares if it's livable after we leave, or anybody can survive it. We're just gonna, they're gonna come in with rad grenades and the rad missile launcher, and then it also gives me a place to put the Moritat, because that's the only unit he can join. So I'm kind of excited about that. Kind of came to that a roundabout way. I built the Moritat. I'm like, oh, it's so cool. And then I started reading up on rules, and like, oh, he can just join destroyer squads. Let me look at destroyer squads. Oh, that makes a lot of sense. So that's the fun of themes. I tend to try and build I don't want to say very tight theme, but a fairly tight theme, and kind of build a core army around that theme, and then try and expand the theme in ways that make sense. And that's what you see here. And then that's what kind of comes with my early plans to go from this point. Let me think. I think I covered all of the units I have here. And next step will be, like I said, Rattle Can, Lead Belcher, the whole army. Everything will be silver the next time you see it. And then also pre-shading, which involves some Zenithal type angling with the airbrush, coming in from underneath with a darker and up above with a lighter, before I head into the first base coat. So the next video log will be, everybody will be base coated and pre-shaded, and we'll move on from there. Let me know if you have any questions, ideas, thoughts, or comments. Like and share if you wouldn't mind. Get me some traction there. And also let you know when the next one comes out, which I promise will not be 3 months from now. That kind of just the winter really kind of screwed up a lot of my plans. Funny, it comes every year, but I still didn't quite count on it. Anyway, that's that. Let me know if you have any questions or thoughts, and looking forward to getting this on the table and getting some stuff done. Thanks, guys.